Hello everybody, thanks again for watching my channel. This time I want to talk about the March 2018 JW Broadcasting. In this broadcasting, Garrett Loesch has the introduction, and he goes out of his way to describe what trust is, which is very fascinating to me. And he says something very interesting. Well, he says lots of interesting things, but one of the things he says that's interesting is if you love somebody, you only assume and think the best of them. Now, this is a fascinating statement coming from a governing body member, because the governing body member, or the governing body rather, teaches that people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses are basically evil people unless they decide to become Jehovah's Witnesses. The governing body assumes the worst of people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. So Garrett Loesch just directly admitted that the governing body does not love anybody but Jehovah's Witnesses. And then if Jehovah's Witnesses ask questions of the governing body instantly assumes the worst of people. So the governing body really doesn't even love Jehovah's Witnesses. So Garrett Loesch just inadvertently admitted that the governing body only really loves the governing body. Anyways, moving on. So next, Garrett Loesch talks about the fact that Jehovah provides direction through Jesus, and Jesus provides direction to the faithful and discreet slave. This is a fascinating statement as well. It was not that long ago that the Watchtower printed that the governing body is not inspired. However, Garrett Loesch just directly said that the governing body is inspired. If Jehovah provides direction to Jesus, and Jesus provides it to the faithful and discreet slave, that is a direct claim to inspiration. So this is the reason why when many people thought that when the Watchtower printed that the governing body wasn't inspired, they thought that was a new teaching. It is not. The governing body has long printed that they are not inspired. However, in fact, what they do is they teach that they are inspired by saying Jehovah provides direction through Jesus, and Jesus provides it to the faithful and discreet slave. What they are doing here is they are trying to have it both ways. They say they're not inspired, but they act as if they are inspired. So Garrett Loesch in this broadcasting is making a direct claim to being inspired by Jehovah through Jesus Christ. So does that make him guilty of apostasy because he's teaching something different to what's in the Watchtower? Well, no, because the governing body teaches different things about multiple teachings. This is merely one of them. That's why many Jehovah's Witnesses were surprised when the Watchtower printed that the governing body was not inspired, because they know the real teaching, which is that the governing body is inspired, which is what Garrett Loesch just said. Anyways, so after the whole discussion about trust, Garrett Loesch talks about spreading rumors about the faithful and discreet slave. Ooh, rumors. Scary. Well, what rumors is he talking about? Well, he never specifically says, but he does mention that you can't trust the newspapers and TV, and that people might talk about court cases. He never mentions a specific case. And this is really fascinating, because he says that he talks about critical reports about Jehovah's Witnesses. He says these critical reports only give part of the matter. They leave things out, and they play on emotions. Yet this is exactly what Garrett Loesch does here. So he mentions that people are spreading rumors about court cases, but he never addresses any specific court case. He doesn't talk about Candace Conti, about Jose Lopez. He doesn't talk about the Australian Royal Commission. He never mentions any of these things by name. He's only giving you part of the information, and he's not allowing you to fact check what he says. And he's playing on your emotions. The emotion is, why would people attack the governing body who just has your best interest at concern? So he's doing exactly what he's accusing the press of. What this is telling you is that the truth about the organization is getting out there in such a way that the Watchtower, the governing body, is having a hard time containing it. So now they have to tell their members, don't listen to TV and don't read newspapers, because they can no longer stop these truthful facts from getting out there, and it's causing a huge impact on their membership. People are seeing the governing body for what they are, and people are leaving because of these things, and Garrett Loesch is scared. So anyways, moving on, Garrett Loesch says that Jehovah and Jesus trust the slave, and he states this as a fact with no proof. And he basically is stating here, since Jehovah and Jesus trust the faithful and discreet slave, so should you. So I could say the same thing as Garrett Loesch. I could say Jehovah and Jesus trust Spike Rayner, so you should trust him too. But I would never say something as grandiose and as egocentric as that. That statement is grossly egocentric. Oh, God trusts me, so you should trust me too. Especially without proof. And when you look at the information that the Watchtower is trying to hide, it's more proof that God would never put his stamp on such an organization. Anyways, so that's my thoughts about JW Broadcasting for March 2018. But I just want to say there's a growing number of people that are out on YouTube telling their stories. You should find them and you should watch them, because everybody has a story. No matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, if you have been one of Jehovah's Witnesses, you have a story to tell. Every one of us has been through something. And the more of us that share our stories, the more it's going to help other people who are waking up from this indoctrination. So I applaud everybody who has the courage to put a video out on YouTube, and I encourage anybody who has not yet done so to do something like that. Or if you can't, just in some format, if it's possible to share your story, do so. And there's a benefit to doing this. Sharing your story has a therapeutic element to it. Talking about what's been done to you, about what you've gone through, will help you. So there's that part of it, the healing aspect of it, but there's also the part that when someone is waking up and when they're reaching out for this information, when they see just how many people share similar experiences and share similar feelings, it helps them to realize that they're not alone. And I want to get that message out there to everybody, that you are not alone. Your voice is important. Your voice needs to be heard. So please put your voice out there. So thanks for watching.